Hey guys, and welcome to the first ever MakerBot tutorial. I'm your work study Ricardo, and I'm going to go ahead and run through the entire process of making your favorite 3D objects using the MakerBot program, everything from the download to the file and to the printing itself. So let's get started, shall we? First thing you're going to want to do, and I know it's a little bit of a pain, but you know, it just works out in the long run. You're going to want to start your own folder here, name it something easy like, you know, your name or something identifiable. It's going to say that I already have one because I already do, so I'm just leave it right there. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is you want to go ahead and go online, and now the MakerBot program, that it recommends that you use thingiverse.com. That's thingiverse.com, but I find that going to yeggi.com, it's there right there for you, yeggi.com, is a little bit easier to handle. Plus it's got like 1.2 million 3D models there for you to choose from, so there's got to be something you're looking for. The first thing you want to do is hit search options right here. You're going to hit free because why pay for it when you can get it for free. You're going to go ahead and type in the object you're looking for. I'm going to go ahead and look for a scraper because all that 3D printing you need. Anyway, you're going to find the object of your desire. There's plenty to choose from, different varieties, and even things that you didn't expect to show up here would be here. Go ahead and select your object. From there, not all the pages look the same. Some are sponsored. You're going to want to look for this button right here, download all files. Go ahead and hit that. Now this doesn't always pop up like this box. Sometimes it'll pop up down here towards the taskbar, but you're basically going to look for the same thing. You're going to hit save as, and then that's where the whole file thing comes in nifty. You're going to go ahead and look for your file wherever it's at. As you can see here, I got my file open and ready to go. I got that prepared for you guys. What you'll notice is that there's two file types. There's a regular folder and a zip folder. The MakerBot program does not recognize zip folder, and when you download all files like the way I just did, it'll comprise things into a zip folder. So what you're going to want to do after sending your object, after titling it something recognizable, you're going to want to go ahead and close out all your tabs. You're going to want to go through that folder of yours, and you're going to want to select the object file because it's going to come in a zip folder. You're going to find all the files, all the images, all the neat things that come with it. You're going to go ahead and find your file that's already been placed, take those items, put them into your folder, go back to the place that has all the zip folders. You're going to take your folder, put it in there. That way everything's nice and neat and put together in the same place. Now gets to the fun part. You're going to go ahead and go to the MakerBot program itself. It looks something like this. If you have the newer update, if you have the older update, it's fine. What you're going to want to do, if you have the older update, is just hit the add file. It should be over here on the right side of the screen. But for the newer update, you're going to hit project panel on the left, and right here in the red button says add models. Go ahead and do that. You're going to go ahead and find your folder and your objects. Now sometimes when you find your folder, it's going to give you two more folders. One says files, one says images. You're just going to go ahead and hit files, and it'll take you to the actual file right here. So go ahead and hit that. Awesome. Now your file is going to come in full. It's the actual size of the print. Now the neat thing about MakerBot is that you're able to mess around with the settings. You can make it bigger, you make it smaller. So the first thing you want to do is just make sure you're in draft mode right here. So by hitting the settings, the little gear head right here, you're going to hit the print mode, select draft, make sure you're always in draft. Then you're going to go ahead and select support. That's really important because that helps your print, and anything that you're printing, it makes sure that it's stable while it's printing and the thing comes out all deformed. Again, you're going to go ahead and custom settings. You're going to just make sure you're in draft. Now you don't have to do this, but I like to just double check between quick settings and the actual individual settings here. You're going to hit quick settings, make sure you're in draft, make sure your raft is on. The raft is the base that the print is going to be printed off of. Layer heights, that's the distance between each layer because the MakerBot program prints in layers. I'll show you guys that in a sec. Now the smaller this distance is, the smoother your object's going to be. but that longer it's going to take, so you gotta just have to gauge that. Infill density, that's sometimes your object will be hollow on the inside, and that's where you get to determine how stable you want it to be. If it's really small, it doesn't have to be so filled in. The more dense it is, the longer it takes. The recommended setting I give is 1 to 10%. So my object, I'm gonna go ahead and go down to about 5% because I don't really need it that dense. Number of shells, it's recommended you keep that at 2. So again, you don't have to do this, but I like to just go through and make sure that everything is in order. Everything from the infill density to the layer height to the raft supports. Support is selected. You have this neat thing, here it is, 5%. This neat thing with the infill densities, you can also choose your pattern. It doesn't have to be linear. You can choose everything from, you know, cat pattern to diamond fill fast is what I recommend. Is diamond fill fast. That seems to me to be the most stable to me. I'm not sure if fast actually makes it faster, but you know, it doesn't hurt. Now when everything in here is all said and dandy, you're gonna go ahead and hit done. Now the object is a little too large for my taste, so you can go ahead and mess around with these three object settings right here. One is called arrange. You can, if you have multiple objects, you can just arrange them in different orders onto the plate. You can hit orientation, left, right, up, down, you know, because you got 3 axes right here to play from. That's always fun. And then there's the scale. I'm gonna hit scale. I don't need my object to be so big, so I'm gonna hit 70%. Now what you're going to want to notice right here is that all X, Y, and Z are all 70. You're going to want to keep uniform scaling at the same. You want to make sure that's always checked off so that there's no, you know, deformed scaling and your object looks all weird when it's printed. You're going to go ahead and go right here just under view. It's going to say print preview. For the older update, you're going to see it up here at the tab. It's going to say preview. You're going to go ahead and select that. What it does is it's going to give you the specs about your print, how long it's going to take. The older model will tell you about how much it'll weigh. Here it'll show you the travel of the actual 3D printer extruder. It shows you the layer heights, the support material. You don't even have to see it all in all the layers. You can see it in single layers and have it play a little animation here. It'll show you layer by layer what it is your print's going to look like, you know, the path that it's going to take. So when everything is all said and done, everything looks good. Mine's about 59 minutes, so probably won't print that because I don't have time today. But once everything's done, you're gonna go ahead and down here at the bottom right corner of the screen and select your MakerBot. If you have more than one MakerBot, this camera right here will let you know which MakerBot you're dealing with. I already have a print here going, but you would hit print right here at the bottom right corner. It would ask the same confirmation right here where my mouse is. It would just say start print. You would hit start print, and then from there things start moving. The MakerBot program starts heating. It's going to start planning its path, things like that. So yeah, you guys just have fun with all your prints. Just make sure you guys are safe, and I will see you guys next time.